In the 1900s, electric cars fizzled out due to limited range and cheap gas. Now hybrids are stealing the spotlight with low emissions and gas engine reliability as EVs wait for their big break. Will anything ever change for electric vehicles? As surprising as it sounds, by 1900, 38% of automobiles ran on electricity, 40% on steam, and only 22% on gasoline. In fact, the electric engine came before the gasoline engine and held its ground as a serious competitor to internal combustion engines until the 1920s. So what happened? The US expanded roads and fueling stations, which made gasoline cars more convenient, while many rural areas lacked electricity, limiting EV practicality. Gasoline was cheap, and by 1912, gas-powered cars cost just a fraction of the electric models. Heavy, slow charging batteries also made EVs less appealing. Mass production of affordable gasoline cars sealed the fate of early electric vehicles. Now, hybrid cars are outpacing fully electric vehicles in popularity. But why? Could it be due to the uncertainty about electric vehicles? Later in the video, we'll dive into whether today's EVs are repeating the same pitfalls as their early 1900s predecessors. From the Netherlands to North America, hybrid cars are gaining ground. These vehicles, combining traditional combustion engines with electric motors, are becoming the go-to choice for environmentally conscious consumers. But this trend isn't isolated. It's a global movement. Countries across Europe, Asia, and the Americas are seeing a surge in hybrid vehicle adoption. It seems that for many, hybrids represent the perfect middle ground in the automotive evolution. To understand this trend, let's take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we? The first mass-produced hybrid, the Toyota Prius, hit the market in 1997. It was a game-changer, offering improved fuel efficiency without the range anxiety of early electric vehicles. Fast forward to the 2010s, and fully electric vehicles began making waves. Tesla's Model S, launched in 2012, shows the world that EVs could be both luxurious and practical. This sparked a wave of enthusiasm for electric vehicles, with many predicting the quick demise of combustion engines. However, the path from enthusiasm to widespread adoption hasn't been as smooth as many as expected. Enter the hybrid, a technology that's been quietly improving in the background. Let's look at some numbers. In Europe, hybrid sales increased by 25% in 2023, while EV sales slowed to 15%. The trend is similar in the United States, where hybrid sales jumped 30% compared to a 20% increase for EVs. In Asia, the story is similar. While China leads in EV adoption, countries like Japan and South Korea are seeing a resurgence in hybrid popularity. In Japan, hybrids accounted for 40% of new car sales in 2023, up from 34% the previous year. Globally, hybrids now represent about 15% of new car sales, up from just 10% 2 years ago. EVs, while growing, have reached about 10% of market share. This data suggests that while both technologies are gaining ground, hybrids are currently winning the race in many markets. So, why have hybrids outpaced the EVs? Several reasons. For one, the hybrids serve as a transitional technology, heavily promoted by major car makers to reduce emissions until electric vehicle infrastructure becomes more widespread and affordable. Toyota, the world's largest car maker, has focused on hybrids, citing skepticism about the current viability of battery electric vehicles due to the lack of charging stations and higher costs. Nevertheless, plug-in hybrids are particularly popular in Europe, making up 2/3 of sales in Greece in 2022, and over half in countries like Belgium, Spain, Italy, and Finland, with the European Union average at 44%. Hybrids offer a balance of lower emissions and improved fuel economy compared to traditional internal combustion engines. These make them an attractive option for environmentally conscious consumers. They are also typically more affordable than full electric vehicles, and we can pretty much say that they provide a middle ground for those looking to reduce their carbon footprint without the higher upfront cost of an EV. Then there's the range anxiety. hybrids tend to cure range anxiety. The combination of an electric motor with a gasoline engine provides drivers with the confidence that they won't run out of power on long trips, as the gasoline engine serves as a reliable backup. This makes them more practical, especially in areas with limited charging infrastructure. But is that all there is to hybrids? Not exactly. Hybrids often deliver stronger torque and quicker acceleration compared to traditional internal combustion engine cars, giving drivers a smoother and more responsive driving experience. This combination of fuel efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and performance makes hybrids a compelling choice for many. Despite their slightly higher purchase price compared to conventional cars and the reduced boot space in plug-in hybrids due to larger batteries, the combination of flexibility, cost savings, and environmental benefits makes hybrids an attractive choice for many drivers. As you've learned, EVs are not here for the first time. Have they learned their lessons this time around? Well, much like in the early 1900s, when electric cars were briefly more popular than gasoline-powered vehicles, EVs today struggle with a few key obstacles. In the past, electric cars fell out of favor due to limited range, lack of charging infrastructure, and the affordability and convenience of gasoline-powered cars. Fast forward to today, and while we still see some of the same challenges, such as long charging times compared to the quick refueling of hybrids in conventional cars, limited charging stations in certain areas, and higher upfront costs, modern EVs are much better equipped to overcome these barriers. Technological advances have significantly improved the performance and viability of modern EVs. Today's EVs boast much longer ranges and more efficient batteries and growing infrastructure for charging, especially with rapid charging networks expanding globally. Battery production has evolved, offering better energy density, allowing EVs to travel farther on a single charge than their early 1900s counterparts ever could. Furthermore, battery production and disposal still present environmental concerns. Current efforts in battery recycling and renewable energy integration offer a more sustainable future. The modern EV market also benefits from global environmental awareness and government initiatives, which were absent in the 1900s. There are more people passionate about saving the environment than ever. Also, many countries now offer subsidies and incentives for purchasing EVs, and there is widespread political and industrial momentum to improve infrastructure and reduce carbon emissions. Additionally, while early electric cars struggled to compete with the affordability of gasoline vehicles, today's EVs, although initially more expensive, offer significantly lower operating costs and greater long-term savings. Unlike in the 1900s, where the internal combustion engine quickly dominated, modern EVs are backed by a strong technological, environmental, and economic foundation, making them unlikely to fail this time around. With automakers committing to all-electric futures and an ever-increasing variety of EV models entering the market, the future of electric vehicles looks far more promising than ever before. Several major automakers are focusing more on hybrid technology as a transitional step before fully embracing electric vehicles. Toyota, known for its Prius line, continues to prioritize hybrids while cautiously approaching full EVs. Honda emphasizes hybrids like the Accord and the CR-V, viewing them as practical, short-term solutions. There's also now Ford, which balances its EV investments, such as the Mustang Mach-E, with hybrid models like the F-150 and Escape, essential for bridging the gap to full electrification. Subaru has also introduced hybrids like the Crosstrek hybrid, reflecting a gradual approach to EVs, while Mazda offers hybrid versions of models like the Mazda 3 and CX-30, seeing them as the key to reducing emissions without fully committing to EVs. These automakers see hybrids as a practical solution while EV infrastructure continues to develop. So, where are we heading? Experts predict that hybrids will continue to gain popularity in the short to medium term. However, as EV technology improves and charging infrastructure expands, we'll likely see a gradual shift to fully electric vehicles. By 2030, it's estimated that hybrids could represent 25 to 30% of new car sales globally, with EVs reaching 20 to 25%. Conventional combustion engine vehicles are expected to make up the remaining share, but with a declining trend. The journey towards sustainable transportation isn't a straight line. While hybrids are currently leading the charge, they're likely a stepping stone in the larger transition to fully electric mobility. As technology evolves and infrastructure improves, the automotive landscape will continue to change. One thing is for certain: the future of transportation is cleaner, more efficient, and full of choices. Whether hybrid or fully electric, the vehicles of tomorrow are driving us towards a greener horizon. Thanks for watching Automotive Intelligence. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. What are your thoughts on hybrids outpacing electric vehicles? We'll see you in the next video.